Welcome back, everybody, to the Adam Cain My Career Series on PGA Tour 2K23. In the previous video, I talked about how I wanted to make some changes to this series, as it seemed like interest was dropping and there's still a long way to go in this season, and I'd like to get through a full season on the tour with Adam. Well, today we are going to be switching things up a little bit, but I wanted to thank you all for all the great feedback on that video as well. There were so many supportive comments from those really enjoying this series and those that feel it's been a breath of fresh air. I think it's certainly good to experiment on the channel. How long I end up going with this series is kind of tricky because it's natural for me to just want to turn everything into a long series, and as a sports creator, I mean, seasons and turning teams around, things take a lot of time. But I won't be cutting this season short. We're going to continue with some changes to the current format. I think you'll still see the regular 2-round episodes when it comes to things like majors and those big events. But for the more simple events between those majors, I'd like to start summarizing rounds and shortening up those episodes a little bit. Today's episode will be a change for the series, but let me know down below if you enjoy this episode. Please leave a like if you do, and leave your thoughts in the comments. I love checking those out. We begin today's video at the Norwood Invitational in Atlantic Beach. Adam's still in first place in the FedEx Cup standings. Lydia Ko is today's rival. Let's go to hole 4. Adam even on the day. Here is the approach. Something we've seen improve in recent rounds. We're actually getting more good birdie tries. Now, hitting on those has been very inconsistent, but the approaches are getting better. Adam gets his birdie on 4, and now we move to hole 6, where the approach is not quite as good, and he's got to putt this one from 18 feet out. This for the birdie. But like many we've seen over recent rounds, just an inch or two away. Adam ends up parring out that hole. Moving on to 7. We have a par 5, and we haven't seen Adam get himself in situations like this very often. Eagle putting from only 13 feet out. And this one does connect as Adam drops to 3 under. Giving himself a pretty solid score on the front 9. But we move on to the 12th hole. He's now 4 under. Still some work to do if he wants to crack the top 5 and compete for the top spot. We do get within 7 feet on the approach. Knock down that birdie. Cain goes to 5 under. Needs to finish off this round with a solid back 9. In 11th place here, we move to 16. And this drive just goes completely off to the right, slow backswing, and this is a par 4. So this is going to be tough to fix because from this spot, you're not going to get a lot of power out of there. You're not getting on the green into, which you hope to do here. So now it becomes a matter of, can you get a good enough approach to at least avoid the bogey? And again, the approach comes through. That's not bad. We're pretty happy with that. Sometimes you got to recover from a bad shot. Adam does it here on 16. This wasn't going to be enough to compete for first place, but every placement matters. We move on to the 18th hole. 6 under, and again, a bit slow, and this one veering off to the right as he finds the bunker once again. This is a par 5, so you get one extra shot to work with here in a sense, but the splash out of the bunker goes long. That's been a tough shot. Not really good at the bunker stuff right now. And then the long birdie try, and Adam sinks it. He birdies the last 2 of the day, but only 3 birdies on the back 9. This wasn't going to be enough for a first place finish, but it is another solid top 10. We also get the 2K sponsorship maxed out finally, as Adam finishes in a 4-way tie for 6th place. And in that tie with him was John Rahm, who we've been talking about a lot throughout this series. In his rivalry matchup with Lydia Ko, Adam wins 22-5 for another solid win. I had also considered skipping more rounds, but we don't really have the lead here in the standings to get away with that. We've already played 2 less rounds than Jon Rahm, but he's consistently finishing top 5, and he's won so many events. I don't want to sit out any events if it means that it's going to hurt our chances significantly of winning the FedEx Cup this year. So, I wanted to go through another round today, a full one that should pit us against Jon Rahm in the biggest rivalry matchup perhaps on the schedule. We've been battling with him all season long. We'll battle with Jon Rahm here at TPC Louisiana. We have difficulty saying easiest, and then for wind speed we have medium, wind out of the west, default settings everywhere else. This is going to be one of the toughest rivalry matchups of the entire series. We've only lost once, but Jon Rahm, you know, that could be our second loss right there if we don't have ourselves a really solid round. So what I thought would make sense here as we change up the format a little bit would be that I don't plan on cutting any shots out of this round. You know, it's always a battle because you want to focus on making the best content possible first, and then I think about, you know, fitting it into a good length of time in the videos, and like 36 holes of golf. Right off the bat there, you're going to have a longer video if you want to show the vast majority of shots and setups, but going to kind of more of a split format now should make this super nice for being able to show you what I'm trying to do on each hole, and the round should feel a bit more complete as a result. So here we are, TPC Louisiana, hoping to get another top 10 finish. And today, you know, it's not a major, but because we're battling against Jon Rahm, it almost has that kind of a feel to it. So let's get it underway. You want that first drive to be successful. Just a skinny fairway, simple par 4 to get the day started. I didn't realize that the round I played in for yesterday's video was meant to kind of be similar to Augusta National. I really liked that course. I thought it was a lot of fun. I have no idea how authentic it was. Obviously, it doesn't have the likeness, and I think that's only going to be available in EA's golf game that comes out here in a couple months. All right, I've had some trouble because the previous round had similar wind. 9 miles directly in on the approach. I'm having a hard time getting within like 15 feet consistently on these. What's been happening a lot is I get caught up in the wind and end up falling like 20 feet shy. And I'm like, oh, I didn't think that was going to happen. This is only a 100-yard shot. I either end up 20 feet over or 20 feet past. I'm having trouble splitting that difference. That looks like it could directly fall in. Wow. I think we can handle this one. That's a nice start. Whoa, it's a crocodile. Par 5 here on the second hole. Again, these fairways pretty skinny, so I want to do a good job of aiming, putting myself in a good spot, but it's really going to test the speed there, because if you're fast, then really going to screw up the entire hole. 3 wood now. Let's see, I want to land somewhere in here, but we got to account for that wind still. I feel pretty good with this. Maybe a little more to the right. I see the way that green is sloping. All right, the operation was successful. We'll miss the bunker by 4 inches and then get dumped back into it. So I guess I didn't really account for the fact I was only looking at left to right. I wasn't really looking at north to south movement there. So splash shot here. These have been traveling a lot further than I'm expecting a lot. That was just in the previous round a couple times out of the bunker. So uphill, we'll slow it down a little bit. How's that? Yep, that'll do. It's always easier to correct it after you make the mistake just a little bit earlier in the day. Meanwhile, you got John Rahm. He is putting for birdie. That looks too slow to get there. But it just keeps on going. John Rahm doesn't miss. We've even had some successful par 3s lately. They're not as scary as they once were. And I think the green here is pretty slow. As we land in this area, it's going to go a little bit uphill. I kind of like this little area. I don't want to land shy, though, because I'm not going to have enough momentum, probably, and it could skip somewhere. So I need to land also on the green. Is that going to be right? Well, we nailed it. I didn't even overdo the power. Yeah, I land shy. I keep thinking that with like the hybrid and the 3 or 5 that the wind isn't going to be able to knock down its distance a lot. Pretty slow moving here. I don't want to do too much. Putting uphill. Got to come back left a lot more than that. Okay. Kind of ugly. So we've got to settle for a par that we, almost missed. Now that's cool. Oh, of course, we're in New Orleans. We got to have the crocodile with the golf ball. That's pretty cool. I like that. It was a lot of fun checking out the comments on that previous video. We're on the fairway. We're fine. Really appreciate all that support, though. It does mean a lot. And I'm glad that something new has connected for so many of you, because it doesn't always happen when you try something brand new. And I think that a lot of you understand my current frustrations with, like, Madden. And it's honestly a very complicated relationship with that game, because I really enjoy my series. The franchise formula is just foolproof for me. Like, I love it. I can overlook so many things that aren't good about a game simply because franchise just clicks with me. The team growth over multiple years, getting invested in the players' stories, and feeling like you have a dynamic world where an injury could happen and a new story comes as a result, or a player breaks out, or an upset happens. You know, it's the way people get invested in other types of games. You know, it could be a big RPG with branching quests and a world that reacts to your actions within it. That's what franchise is for me. And I love playing it. Obviously, with Madden, there is some frustration that comes with it. There are flaws within the game. There are things that have been problems for a very long time. And then you got technical issues that have been more of the topic of conversation recently, because it's been a rough stretch, especially Madden 23. And what all this is trying to come back around to eventually is that it'd be nice to have more stuff to go to. Because what if it gets worse? Or what if I get fed up with certain things? You know, I like having options here. And I know if I want to grow certain things on the channel, you know, you got to stick with them and get better and innovate on the formula a little bit. So it's not lost on me that so many of you have enjoyed this content, and it's been a good change of pace. And I'm glad I did the Sidney Jean-Charles series as well, to kind of get that baseball momentum going on the channel, and to get back to career mode after really taking a couple years off of it. So I think that at the same time, I want to develop, you know, a process where when I try something out, you feel like you can get invested because you don't expect me to cut it short. I think that's something that has long-term ramifications. Knock down the birdie, Adam. Like, obviously, it's not going to be a 60-episode series here, but to give a real solid effort to an entire season, I think is, like, the minimum expectation of myself, because I don't want to leave a series, you know. The surf was one that kind of got abandoned after a little while. And now I did go pretty far into that series, but it didn't end the way I wanted to. And if I can get back to NBA again at some time, I'll want to do some things differently. And this is also really the time of year to be doing the experimenting. Madden isn't new. NFL season's coming to an end. Okay. That's a mess of a shot right there. But you know what? There were no chip-ins in that previous round. And we haven't been chipping in this round either. So this is a little bit downhill. Eventually, if you land in this area, I want to add a little bit of height to it. 6 yards on the run, downhill, seems good. Oh my. Just missed it, man. Oh, chipping is so much fun. Oh, no. No! Yeah, visually, there's actually a good bit of slope there. That's rough, man. I don't often bogey a par 5. So that one's going to hurt a little bit here. John Rahm, he's 1 under. You know, of all the rounds to miss one like that, you don't want it to be in the Rahm rivalry match. I don't know yet if I'll check out the next PGA game. Yikes. There's no avoiding this one. Oh, skip out of there. I know the new PGA game is coming out for EA, and it's interesting now because growing up, there was a plethora of sports games from a lot of different publishers too. It wasn't just Madden and 2K. You had NFL Game Day. You had NFL Quarterback Club, the Street Games, NFL Extreme with John Randall on the cover. It was a PS1 game. Nowadays, these games have not had competition. NBA Live was so bad, EA gave up on basketball. What is that, the second most popular sport in America? And EA doesn't have a basketball game? And they only have themselves to blame. But I think even 2K basketball fans would love for there to be competition. Maybe they don't care about live, they just want a publisher to feel pushed. But the fact now, we're going to have a little competition, it looks like, in the PGA space. Not NBA Live, not a new MLB competitor, but PGA. So, and at the same time, it's different release schedules, too. This game came out in October, I want to say. EA's is going to drop in March, I think, around the Masters, which sounds like a really good time to drop a golf game. I don't know what the big event would have been when this game came out. Might have just been them trying to hit their late quarterly, you know, sales and drop it in that final part of the year. Which might not be the best long-term plan, but I'm not here to analyze business strategy. I don't know what I'm talking about. But, yeah, we'll see what EA's game is all about. If I want to check it out. I certainly know there are going to be some golf fans who would at least be interested. I think having the Masters in that game would honestly be a really big deal for it. But I think that competing with this game is no easy task. I think they've built a really solid game here that dates back to the golf club entries. And I played the first golf club when that came out, and I thought it was really good. This is already the most I've ever played a sim golf game, though. As far as, like, time put in. Feeling pretty good as we knock down that birdie. So just one misstep here on the first 8 holes, but we're 3 back right now. Jon Rahm, he is 2 under. It's going to be a fight. All right, we got ourselves a par 3 here. We got the 5 hybrid in hand. There's a little slope. You know, they put it right there just so they could put the pin there and say, hey, they can deal with that. See how it goes. 7 miles an hour of wind. Let's go a little bit more because I feel like we could also run into this slope. Let's take this shot. Only a little slow that time. I don't mind that with the wind going in the opposite direction. And now the slope comes into effect. Holy smokes. That was pretty good. What'd Jon Rahm do if he holes in one? Video's over. See y'all next time. I think we're closer. You know what I'm looking forward to, though? I want to do some alternate events. You know, I want to play scramble or doubles or something. I hope they have, those are what those events are. I just think that would be a really fun format to play. Please go in. Yes, sir. There's that crocodile. So we're tied for second right now. You got Tommy Fleetwood in first place. His day is over. Gotta like our chances of competing for the top spot. But you know, Jon Rahm's here as well. And he's just as capable. Oh my. Maybe more capable of winning. Hit that little green part. Nope, we flew past it. And we're at least out of the bunker. A few of these have been running slow on me. You know, depending on the day, you can just have a weird thing in your gameplay where it's just like, I guess some of my shots go a little bit slow. I don't know why. I don't know what to do about that. All right. Please be kind on the bounce. All right, so we get one of these ones that runs a bit too far. Birdie try still after a drive that got away from us. We're going downhill. I'm taking something off of this one. I'm going to bring it back a little bit. If I didn't do that, it's a birdie. I feel like I've hit a little bit of a rough patch with my putting right now. And there's just something I got to get corrected. Oh, this is Jon Rahm's eagle attempt out of the bunker. No way. No way, John. Oh. Still an incredible shot. So he's going to birdie that one. We should be tied now halfway home, right? No, we're 2 ahead. Okay. That was the 10th. Got ourselves a long par 5. There you go. That's more like it. I have thought about increasing the difficulty on the shot by like a level. I feel like getting pretty confident right now with it. The main thing is I'm getting a lot better at keeping the shot straight, and I'm focusing on that more so than speed. And the speed is going to more so follow the accuracy of your shot, I'm finding. You are seeing me get slow on a bunch of these, but it's just certain shots where I lose a tiny bit of focus and I am a little bit slower, and I know I was. Okay, that one I did not think I was slow. I think that kind of goes back, though, to trying to max out your power on your shots. Because say you only need like 82% power on one, you want your shot to be like the same every time. But it's easy when you have less power needed on a shot to not bring the right stick all the way back. And if you don't have, you know, if the front part of your swing isn't uniform, it's going to throw off your backswing as well, because you might not bring that right stick all the way back and then forward to have the right speed on your backswing. I feel like I've learned a ton in the 25 to 30 hours I've spent on this game. Now, we're going to have a little bit of trouble here because we were slow again. Just a little slow today is all. But I think we can shape our way out of here. Unfortunately, we're getting on the green in... it's going to be in 3. Opportunity now for Rom. Alright, that's more like it. Let's see if we can keep that there for the rest of this round. Yeah, these pitch shots, I think, are kind of giving me a little bit of an issue because they go high in the air and they get knocked down big time. I'm going to put it all the way there. Nope, we land past it. I knew it would stick. But now this is the par save. Slight downhill putt. Just a little bit off to the left. Opportunity for John Rahm as we bogey. Oh, what happened to Johnny? He is 2 back. I don't know if he had a bad hole there. But we're okay. We're tied for 3rd at the moment. We're going to send this one nicely. What do you guys think of the new PGA golf game, though? I saw the trailer, and I think the first thing you notice is, like, you know, the engine looks nice. I'm sure it's another Frostbite game. It's all EA wants to use. And, graphics on it tend to be pretty good. Although, I think Madden's graphics, honestly, are very lacking outside of, like, player face scans and some of that stuff. I honestly don't think that Madden gives you that next-gen graphical fidelity that a lot of games bring. I think stadium architecture, the field and stuff, I honestly don't get much of a next-gen feel out of that. Ooh. How about that one? Adam seems pleased. Kind of wish there were a few more clothing options, but I'm guessing those are all tied into their Battle Pass equivalent on here. There's not much you can just buy outright. Not really a huge fan of Battle Passes. It is a lesser evil than loot boxes. I think if you're buying something, you should at least know what you're getting. As far as a digital, you know, good is that has no actual value and can't be resold in some way. Yeah, play a little Modern Warfare 2 later. I forgot to get it updated earlier. No, I don't plan on dropping into Warzone for any content anytime soon. Hey! Perfect. What do we got? Ooh. Off to the right. And yeah, I should have done more to try to keep that one slower. Alright. I never want to be quiet on this one. Are you kidding me? It didn't go at all. Not even a little bit. I was just trying to aim like the outside of the cup. Assuming there's going to be an inch or two. We're still tied for 1st, but we could be in 1st if we make that first one there. All right. The round is winding down. That one is perfectly executed. All right, let's take our time and make sure we get the right shot on this. The wind's going to carry us in there, and then, depending on where it lands, it could be pushed to the right if it's strong. So I think we want to avoid that. That's just going to push it further away. So if I aim a little bit off and we can land a little bit in front of the fringe would be nice. I'm just not sure what to expect of the wind because I have added a tiny bit of loft. This spot right here is 15 yards away. How far is the wind really going to put it? It goes down to 5. Let's bring it up a little bit. All right, thankfully we nail that part of it, and now it's going to land fringe, transitioning, near the green. Let's go. That's pretty good. There's the birdie for Adam Cain. Does that put him in front? It's been a pretty solid round. 6 under, 8 birdies, 2 bogeys. Just a few holes left. Adam currently number 1 on the leaderboard. He's ahead of Jon Rahm by 3. Feels like winning events is about the only way we can actually get like separation from Rahm. I don't want to screw this up. I feel like I don't need to be in this area because I know from here it'd be less than 100 yards to the pin. And I like how centered the flag is there. So I'm going to take a more safe shot in here. Maybe it ends up being 120, 130 yards on my second shot. I didn't want to mess with that water. I'm in first place right now. I got to be a little defensive. And now it's only 116 to the pin. So it gets left to right. Feel like we want to be a little bit in this area. I kind of like this. We'll see if that was enough power. Yeah, that is shy. Ooh. Yeah, we didn't actually reach that left to right area. So, most important thing here is not to bogey this. No, I'm going to bring it back a little bit. Can't wait to miss off to the right by 1 1/4 inches. That's more like 4 or 5. We get the par save. First place, you know, unless Jon Rahm finishes in spectacular fashion, and that would take like a hole-in-one on this or something. Ooh, the wind probably keeps me from wanting to use the 5-iron. But what's the right shot with the hybrid? Like landing anywhere on the green is probably bad. The iron, that's no guarantee it even gets on the green. So I feel like I want to land somewhere in here and just try to get the best spot to kind of get up, if that makes sense. I'm going to shape it from this way. And I think if we land somewhere in here, we jump up onto the green, and it's party time. All right. I need everybody silent for this swing. It does get pushed further left. Not even on the green, so I got kind of nervous on that one. But it does give us an opportunity to chip. We are barely on the fringe right now. Birdie chipping on 17. Just a little bit off on that. A par save on 17 should put us in a great spot on 18. Jon Rahm is still 3 behind us. I don't know if there's anybody else that's in the tie there. Wow, we're in first place, 2 shots ahead of Jon Rahm. But it's so clustered, he is tied for 15th. Wow. And we got a par 5 here. So there could be a fair amount of movement. That was the best shot I've ever done. But there could still be the standings being, you know, juggled a little bit after first place. Ooh, they didn't put that in the nicest location. I'm still going to try to get, you know, close. I'm not taking the safe shot over here and then chip. I'm going to try to get there. Shape it a little bit from this direction. Wind's going to push it left. I know I can't be slow on this, or I'll be in trouble. So we're not slow. You can't attack it from the left and get there is the problem. So, yeah, we're in the bunker, but I wasn't too worried about it. Eagle out of the bunker? I think you want to land, probably, well, you can land on the green. You just got to add a whole bunch of loft to it. Maximum loft. I trust my accuracy right now to get on there. From the bunker to close it, and Adam Cain will celebrate another spectacular victory. He levels up his chip game this time. From the bunker, I know it wasn't a chip shot, but that shot's like the cousin of chip, right? Splash. How about that one? Adam Cain collects another win. That's his 4th of the season. And he does it on the day where he's competing against Jon Rahm. That's amazing. That's the coolest trophy. How do they make it so translucent? I don't know if that's how it's supposed to be, but I like the Fleur de Lis trophy. That's pretty nice. Is this a sign that Adam needs to go back to the NFL and try out in training camp with the New Orleans Saints? Wow. Do you know how big that shot was? If we don't hit that one, we have a playoff with Lexi Thompson. If we hit a birdie, we only win because of the eagle chip. That won it. You forget there are still some competitors who are probably like way behind as far as their tee times. That was such a big shot, and we didn't realize it till now. Wow. That feels good. 27-7. Big win for Adam Cain over Jon Rahm. 400 points. And I'm glad that more people got up into the top spots, like Lexi Thompson making it that close. You know, a playoff there wouldn't have felt good, but 240 to her, and then that means Rahm gets significantly less. And that means we rival tier up, and next time it would be Adam Cain versus Tiger Woods. Now, I plan on saving that rivalry, not for the Providence Championship, but I think I will skip the rivalry for that event. I will likely just play this one on my own, and the next episode would then be the Golf Club Championship at TPC Boston, and that's where I'd want Tiger Woods to be the rival. We have a couple majors coming up. I also think, I forgot to talk about this earlier, but I think that there's also room in here where you have all these regulars in a row to possibly do a stream. I would be interested in doing a stream of this series because I think that those who really like it would enjoy a long stream episode like that. I think of all the series I do, this would be a great series to do it. So that's something else I'd like to have coming up where the schedule makes sense, and that seems to be this spot. We have a major here and then just one regular event, another major. That's probably not the best time. But after those majors, maybe we stream one night, have some fun. I hope you enjoyed today's episode. I definitely did. I enjoyed doing the commentary for it. Thought we played a fun, entertaining round, so what more can you ask for? If you enjoyed today's video, please leave a like, subscribe to the channel. Looking forward to your feedback in the comment section. This was also a much more conversational episode, which I think will be a big hit for a lot of you. And it was easier because I knew I had one round of golf. You know, I wasn't worried about it being an hour and 20-minute video because I never stopped talking. So, hope you enjoyed this one. Have a great day. I'll see y'all next time.